Well, good morning, everybody. How are you today? Hope everybody's doing well. I thought we would do a mining stream today, and so let's go ahead and get started with that. How are you this morning? How are things going? A little overcast here in northern Michigan today, but absolutely lovely out. Great day to do a mining stream, that's absolutely for sure. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and take a pre-flight look at our MISC prospector here. This prospector has the rush drive on it. And, hey, animation was being a little wonky there. It's funny. We're not changing up a whole lot of stuff today. We've got the FLTRXL module and a couple of brands on board, and that's going to be good for us today. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Phenom, how are you doing, Phenom? Nice to see you. And good morning, Chris. How are you, sir? Yeah, just welcome aboard. Thought we would do a little prospecting today and chat some Star Citizen. I watched a good video by Loud Guns this morning. The 317 PTU right now is pretty rocky, you know, as everybody's kind of aware. You can't really do a whole lot of moving around, but he actually did a pretty good piece on at least the mining gadgets as far as what they do. And he does actually say in his video the one that's got him the most interested is the Bohr Max with a negative 75% instability. And I can really appreciate that. I think the Bohr Max is going to be one of the least expensive mining gadgets, and it looks like that negative 75% resist. It doesn't look like they have one that's going to actually somehow artificially increase the laser power. It looks like they're really just going to follow the exact same meta, and I kind of figured they would, as like the consumables. So the best bet for cracking a larger rock looks like it's going to be the Bohr Max. It's going to reduce the instability on the rocks by 75%. So, or pardon me, the resistance on the rocks by 75%. So we're going to take a look at resistances a little bit, you know, while we're mining today. Just because I'm curious. It seems like we get that down pretty low as it is in a lot of cases. So it is an interest of mine to kind of look at that. Kind of as we mine today a little bit, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that. I'm going to sneak over here to Lyria to get started, and off we go. Up off the pad, lift the gear, spool the quantum drive. And hopefully when we come out of quantum, we won't blow up here first thing this morning like we did yesterday. That was funny. Andreas, good morning. How are you? Andreas, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Please visit again.
And we're definitely leaning heavily on the coffee this morning, so a lot of coffee and hopefully a moderate amount of Quantanium, right? Yum. So yeah, that's what we're up to. Mining gadgets, you know, I'm so excited about them. You know, kind of any little breaking tidbit I can find about them, I kind of soak it up. No one's been able to get one of them to a planet yet, or a moon, or a asteroid, and do anything with them yet. Or at least if they've been able to, they haven't put it online, or I haven't been able to find that. But here's the one takeaway I will say: you won't need a mining gadget in space, really, until they increase the size of the rocks. I mean, there's no rock in space that you can't break with the, you know, with the Lancet and with the Brant. I mean, you can really just kind of bring something down to really almost next to nothing as far as, you know, I've never found a rock in space I can't break. So, you know, it really is the Bohr Max, the one that reduces the resistance, that really does have, I think, can make the most impact. I do wonder if maybe the negative 75% resistance hits some kind of a soft stat that we can't see, and it might, you know. I hope that's the case. Chris says, yeah, less boom today. Amos Black, good morning. Amos, how are you doing, sir? Nice to see ya. And so, yeah. it's just kind of it's definitely of interest to me what's going on with those mining gadgets. Andrea says small PSA. Servers are currently a bit weird with asteroids in the halo. Almost all of them are unscannable clusters I encountered were actually scannable in mining mode at close range. Oh, almost all of the unscannable clusters I encountered were actually scannable in mining mode at close range. That is an excellent PSA, and I'm glad, Andreas, you were able to kind of announce that earlier in the stream as people kind of go back and watch the stream. And there are people who do. Some people watch the stream almost like a podcast. They'll listen to it or whatever. So that's a very good piece of information, and we might fly out to depending on how things go. I mean, always dependent on how things go. We may fly out there and take a look at the halo and maybe test that theory today. So Amos says, very good. How are you? I'm doing really good, Amos. Thank you for asking. I'm very obviously any day, as you probably are aware, that you kind of get to monkey around in Star Citizen for a couple hours, and it's a good day. So it's nice to have a little bit of time to be able to have a little fun with this today. So Phenom says, how about the Mystic Expanse? Yeah, absolutely. Great question. I did a little couple 2-minute video kind of theory crafting on the Expanse. I do think the Expanse is going to become kind of a critical piece of equipment for any organization that is going to be operating in a system where they don't want to necessarily try and frequent the any kind of the stations or R&R places. So if you're going to set up somewhere like in a system, but you're going to kind of plant your fleet almost like you are in the Air and Halo type of thing, it's going to be that particular ship is going to be massively important. As you can imagine, you'll have your refueling ships there, your repair ships there, but also a refinery there to turn stuff into raw materials is going to be very important for a variety of reasons. Number one, there's no way you're going to be able to refine Quantanium in those systems and consistently get them back through the jump gates. Who knows, even flying through the jump gates, at least the jump gate animations I've seen, it seems like you're kind of, the going through the wormholes or whatever is pretty, it looks like you're shaking the ship around a lot. So who knows exactly how that will work. They may not even want you to take Quantanium through a jump point, that we haven't talked, like it's unstable. So, but the most important thing is you'll have a place where you can refine in those systems. So here, come down here below the tree line here and just kind of look around. So, good morning, Ninja. How are you? So yes, I think the Expanse is. I'm super excited about it. I do think that it's kind of a little bit of a game changer, as you can imagine. Combined with the ship-to-ship refueling, I think it's an essential part of some kind of a mobile fleet. Here's the one thing that I am still looking forward to hearing at some point. Is when you take and you refine Quantanium on the Expanse, and it's refined Quantanium, just like we haul to the TDD, is at some point are you going to be able to take and drop off refined Quantanium on the Starfarer, and then the Starfarer can turn refined Quantanium into fuel? Now, that's not the way it exists now. I think the Starfarers have to go back to a landing pad, touchdown, and refuel at like R&R stations or landing zones or outposts or whatever. So, but at some point, if you can use the refinery to make refined Quantanium, and then there's some other type of way to turn that Quantanium into quantum fuel and pop it in a quantum, in those tanks of those machines. That's when you would really become super autonomous out there. You'd be then able to make your own hydrogen because they got hydrogen fuel scoops, and then you'd be able to make your own Quantanium. And with those two things, really, the rest of it's just supplies, right? So, excellent question, Phenom. I love talking about this, and we'll probably talk about it more. Amos says, I like how they called it the starter for refining, and it's probably going to be around $500. Amos, I hear what you're saying. I had an org mate say to me last night, he's like, well, it's kind of a no-brainer for you, right? It would be a no-brainer for me if it was, closer to 225. Here's where I'm guessing it's going to end up, and I hope that I'm right. I'm guessing that it's going to be somewhere between 225 and 250 on the high end because it's a one-person ship. But Amos, you could be right, and they could have completely kind of gone the other direction, and it could be $500. And if it's $500 for that ship, then, yeah, it's really going to be interesting. I think it's going to say a lot about where CIG's at. If it comes in more around 215 or 220, which is already quite a bit of, not an insignificant amount of money. In that wheelhouse, I would be kind of okay with it. But if it is 500 because it's, the entry level to that particular gameplay, and maybe they're going to make that particular gameplay more expensive, then yeah, it will be interesting. And I don't want to say dark or mean things on it or whatever. I just, $500 would definitely be a very, very, tough situation. So, Chris is saying, if you like the video, please sub and hit the notification bell. Thanks, Chris. We kind of like Anchor Man. Sometimes I just read the stuff. So, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Mach1 Greeble says, don't panic. I made it. Mach, how are you today? Nice to see you. Very nice to see you today. So we're out here on Lyria doing what we do, right, you guys? Just kind of poking around, looking for something to put the mining lasers on. We haven't seen a doubler yet, or a cluster, and that's no big deal. We're just kind of monkeying around, chatting about the Expanse, and yeah, I'm really excited about the Expanse. I do hope, kind of circling back to what Amos was saying, I do hope that there's a bit of a value proposition there. I definitely don't hope it's in the Orion category. That's for sure. I mean, that's $500 would be very, very make it very expensive, and I am going to make a guess, and I said it here. I think it's going to be somewhere between $215 on the low end and $245 to $250 on the high end. That's where I think it's going to be, and it's only because it's a single person vehicle. That's my guess, but I wouldn't, nothing would shock me. I think that's the right way to say it. Amos says, any guess what we may get is directly flyable at Fleet Week in May? That's a great question. I really don't have too much of a guess as far as that goes. I don't. Usually in Fleet Week, there's more like of the combat-based vehicles for sure. And so I don't have a whole lot of guesses about what may be in the in Fleet Week. It's a great question though. Hey Brett, how are you doing, man? I sent you a message this morning and I wasn't sure if it was too early or not. So if you're around I could probably, and you have a little time, I probably could take a moment and get you in the channel there. Ninja, thank you. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. That's awesome. And then, let's see. Mach1 Greeble says if there's a pool going, that his guess is going to be around 350 Freedom dollars. That's awesome. Great. That's a good guess too. So it's funny, Amos. I mean, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying that your guess was 500. I don't know if you were being a tongue in cheek there, and you certainly could have been. But yeah, there are a couple of different schools of thought, right? In that particular case, is it going to be something like 215, 250? Mach 1's thinking maybe 350, and then is CIG gonna CIG a little bit, you know what I mean? And so it's an excellent question, and is it going to be more around 500? So hang on, you guys. I'm gonna see if I can get 4 on board here in the chat with us. If I'm gonna stop here. I don't do this very often, but I'm gonna put a BRB. It's just gonna be like a quick. I'll be right back. It's only gonna be for a minute, I hope, or so. But I'm gonna try and get 4 on board and see if he can chat with us this morning. So that would be awesome. Yeah, Mr. Zai says the fact it's a concept and single seat entry ship, I'd say 220. Yeah, that's where I'm at, like 215, 220 on the lower end, and maybe 240, 250. So yeah, I'll be right back, you guys. This will not take long. Hang tight. I'll be right, after these messages. Can you hear me, Four? Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome, cool. Let me go ahead and share my screen, okay?
Okay, yeah, you bet.
How you been, dude?
Yeah, not so bad.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna put us back on the stream, okay?
Okay, I am in game if you want.
I'll shoot you an invite. Are you on my server?
Yeah.
I'll shoot you an invite as soon as we go back here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. All right, I think we're back here, and joining us today is Specter Four. How you doing, Four?
Hey y'all, yeah, doing real good. So bad today.
Yeah, it's one of the things about Spec 4, and I'm going to invite him to the party here. He's around on the server today. Is 4 and I, kind of work on these a lot together as much as we can. So, and 4's been busy in life, so he's last couple of weeks he hasn't been able to visit on the stream as much, but he's here today, and so I'm super excited. So nice to have you back, sir.
Yeah, it's nice to be back, my friend.
Yeah.
We had a little solo battle out last night. I ended up getting kicked out of the main liner, but that was all right. Up until then, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think there was Big Moose. This Big Moose wanted to kick my ass. I was getting a little too friendly with his old lady, apparently.
Oh no!
But I think that was kind of the thing. She cut me off just to save my ass, and I appreciate it.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially if you don't.
3 or 4 more beers, and I would have been bulletproof. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, a little liquid courage, and it's off to the races.
Feeling no pain.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're out there stirring the pot, eh? That's pretty funny. Well, yeah. I understand where you're coming from for sure. Yeah. It's just one of those things. You kind of get out there and have a little fun. That's
It's
all
just
right.
one of those things.
It is just one of those things.
It's awesome too because it's within walking distance, so I didn't even have to take a cab home. I walked home last night and kind of dropped my phone down the stairs, and she's now a little cracked and broken. But yeah, I suppose that's a price you pay, right?
Yeah. Sounds like 4 had a night last night, you guys. So Amos was saying 500 was just hyperbole. Yeah, I get that, Amos. No problem. I completely understand the hyperbole there. I'm just going to catch up on the chat here for a sec. Mach 1 says the SIG FOMO tax might be a factor. Yeah, flavor of the month, absolutely. I hear that. Phenom says more important is how long will it be flyable. I say 2 years. Oh, Phenom, I think it'll come before that. I think you won't be able to mine in Pyro. I guess if Pyro's coming in 2 years, I was hoping Pyro may come before 2 years. Of course, I wouldn't want to speak for Sig on that one, but I think that they'll have to have it when Pyro comes, or you won't be able to mine, or at least you won't be able to mine Quantanium in Pyro. And that's just a thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there actually will be refineries there, but I would imagine they'd be kind of a mess. Could you imagine trying to fight your way into a hot landing zone in with a bunch of pirates hanging around a refinery? It'd be like a giant light with moths all over it. So Danger Master says hi, bro. Phenom says hey, Specter Four. Mach 1, hey, Mach 1's off to bed. Good night, everybody. Says Mach 1. Have a lovely night, Mach 1, and a couple salutes. And there's Ace Hambone. Born and Ace, how you doing? So sorry about that, Force, catching up on the chat.
Hear you, dude.
Yeah, love. So yeah, it sounds like you had a night. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, man. I got a little bit of a reminder this morning in my brain, but
yeah.
Other than that, you know what? Everything worked out fairly well. There was nobody in my bed this morning, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing, yeah. That's always a 50-50 proposition there, right? I mean,
that's the way she goes. Up to you. Do you want to jump in a mole, or do you want me to come down in a prospector? Do you want to try to get something? What do you think?
Why don't you bring a prospector down this way? Maybe a couple of us hunting around. We might be able to just find something and just break it up.
Sure, will do.
Probably a little quicker than me flying back and grabbing the mole, but one of these times for sure, if we get started, kind of on Arc L1 together, we'll definitely grab the mole and have some. I'd love to do some. Hey, there's my first doublers of the day. There you are for your good luck charm, buddy. Yeah, I'd love to do and I think the stream would enjoy some mole mining one day too. I'd love to do that, so. All right, first doublers of the day. What are we gonna, it's always that exciting moment when you might find some pay dirt, or you might not. Alrighty.
I got all the cash to make that mole. I just haven't been down to Loreville lately. Definitely want to buy that mole as soon as possible now that I'm getting a little back into her here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, having that is going to be. I think our Thursday nights are getting so big with we're having in a great way 10, 12, 14 miners on board. We're actually kind of really could use a second mole out there for scooping. I mean, we have sometimes 6 prospectors, so two breaking team, 2 or 3 breaking teams, and so yeah, I mean and not only just for that, I mean obviously lots of other reasons, but there are definitely times when we can use a second mole out there, and I know 16 said he could use his too, but I definitely I definitely think having another scooping team would be a real big benefit on those nights. And
I think just from last Thursday when we did that, I could see where a second mole would be really handy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially on the nights where you're doing really well, like when you have lots and lots of stuff you found, because the mole can also break. I mean, it doesn't just have to scoop. Ideally you'd have your prospectors scoop your breaking teams out in front of the moles, and they're just coming in and scooping. But if for some reason the mole showed up a touch early and you've got a real good crew on board, no reason why the mole can't help break stuff right before the scoop too. Absolutely.
I think you should have at least one breaking laser on the mole, maybe 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then have one dedicated laser for scooping, and then everybody else does the 100%. The dedicated scooping laser gets everything less than 100%.
I agree with that 100% for sure. Making sure that you at least have one laser on the mole, kind of with a couple of FLTRXLs, and anything that's kind of Garbola, that laser grabs that one. And grabs the real gnarly chunks or whatever. And
well, and because you pay $60,000 for that filter module, that's what it's there for. Absolutely.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. So here's a 3195 at 2%. That's not going to do it for us. Another set of doublers here. And, oh, that's
On
good.
my way to ArcCorp.
That's good. That's a 16%. All right, sir, no problem. Yeah, so beautiful day here on Lyria. I'm liking it. Kind of in some flats a little bit, so it's kind of interesting. We're kind of where I flew down. It was close and a little flat. I'm starting to see a few hills over this way, but
I was watching a baseball game the other day. He says, "We've got beautiful weather tonight under the dome."
yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I bet. Hopefully you do. If you got real problems, if you don't, you know.
Right?
Yeah. That's funny. You know what's weird is during COVID, I don't know if you ever heard, like, before they kind of figured out, like, of course the stadiums were empty. So if you listen to, like, radio broadcasts of baseball, it was kind of when it was first kind of early into it or whatever, they didn't kind of sound normal. Like, you couldn't hear the crowd, you couldn't hear anything. We might have 30K'd. I'm not able to active ping. And those are happening a lot, you guys. I'm not saying we did, but we might have. Yeah. Oh, no, it caught up. There's a couple of pings there. But yeah, like you'd hear the announcer and there was like no crowd noise in the background, nothing. You might hear the cork of a bat now and then. Well, what they started doing is they actually decided to just take crowd noises from like previous baseball games and run them in a loop in the background, so it sounded normal.
Oh, so they'd have actual sound of cheering.
Yeah, it sounded like a normal game. Well, but for a couple of weeks there, it sounded so weird because they were like in a like in a quiet room, you know, announcing baseball, you know, and it was one of those weird kind of surreal COVID-y things that you go back and listen to. It's strange. Well, you know, we're just kind of cruising around here looking for something to put the lasers on, and we're tightening up the cone here to 180. And I got like I said, where I flew down, I find myself out on some flats for sure. Holy mackerel! I didn't realize there was this much flat on Lyria.
I'm gonna spline jump over to the orphanage right now.
Alrighty, and you just look around. You just go wherever and look around, and if you find something, I'll come over to you. And if if I find something, you can come over to me if you need a hand or whatever. So we'll just kind of play it that way. Amos says, yeah. Also with the real football, you also heard the players talking. Yeah, it was. I mean, sports were kind of strange, you know. Obviously during that time for sure, Amos. I agree. I mean, it was. You could like hear a pin drop in some cases, you know, which is just unusual. You know, there's always that low rumble of the crowd talking, you know, in the background.
Well, and that's the wild thing, especially with football, is that like some of those stadiums are so loud that you can't even hear the cadence, and they lift the right leg to make the snap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right.
So loud all the time with that crowd, yeah.
You know, and when you don't have that, it's crazy. Ace Hambone says you could hear things that you normally would not, even when the crowd exists, like dugout chatter and stuff. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Ace. I mean, it was weird. It was just one of those things. I mean, and so.
I dropped onto a doubler, so I'm gonna see what this doubler has to say.
Sweet. All right. 4's on a doubler. We'll see. We'll just kind of see. Like I said, if one of them's kind of, you know, up in a range where you can't get her or whatever, let me know. So yeah, yesterday I flew around on Lyria a good 35 minutes before I found something to mine, and really today I'm probably at least a good 10 or 15 so far. So, you know, and I've done enough mining on Lyria to know there are lean times. I just found a doubler myself here. You know, there's sometimes it's feast or famine, and so sometimes you find you can't bring it in quick enough, and then there are some days where, you know, in some time periods where she's just not producing as much, and I think that's mining. It's one of the things that makes it more interesting, to be perfectly honest. You know, you can't go grab all the, you can't pick up bags of money every day. Fly back to the refinery with them.
Yeah, well, this one didn't pan out. That was 2% and a 9%.
Yep.
So I'm moving on.
No problem. I'm on some doublers here. Nice doublers on the side of a hill. Take a look at these guys and see what we got. Right. Yeah, 2% there.
Specter one's gonna kick my ass because I dropped the phone that he gave me down the stairs last night and I cracked the corner.
That's hilarious.
He's gonna be pissed. He's probably listening to the stream right now and he just heard that. So.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So, well, you know, I mean, it's
much fun.
Yeah, out there having a bit of a hoot, and you know, it's you're not the first guy. You know, I'm sure you're aware. First kind of Saturday night, I do. Had a couple wobbly pops and wandered home. You know?
A wobbly pop or two involved, I tell you what.
You know, and so one of those nights. I mean, you gotta have them. Life is full of life, and so you gotta sometimes you gotta shake the can and see how she sprays. You know, and that's for sure. All right, we're cruising along here, looking for some kind of trouble to get ourselves into.
Lots of singles.
Yeah, lots of singles.
Doublers so far. Yeah.
Yep. And doublers I found so far have been pretty. You know, I found a couple. Here's another set of doublers right here. So I did find a a couple of 15 or 16 percenters. They're just not going to do it for us, you guys. So we're just going to keep our foot on the gas and keep on looking.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. I always like it when they're kind of tucked down here in like a little, you know, in like a little crater. So kind of interesting. Cool looking area here. This is a 2%er, blue cap. And this is probably another blue cap from the guess. Yep, another 2%er. Look at this is the thing that makes Star Citizen so crazy, you guys. Look at this here, like the way that this tree, this just little area is here. That's just awesome looking. It's unbelievable. All right, we'll keep on looking. You gotta love the beauty of Star Citizen. She's looking good. Amos says, "Oh, I'm still at HURL5 after equipping the ship with the new guy yesterday." Oh, Amos has just mentioned that he's at HURL5. Well, I'm sorry to speak over you. What were you gonna say for?
Nothing. Sorry.
I was just chatting about how pretty Star Citizen was before me.
Yeah. Now that I got two screens on this computer, this brand new computer, I got two screens now. Now I'm all over the place and looking everywhere. It's a whole new world, man. Yeah, well, you know, Ford, he got a newer computer, oh, hey, Ninja's saying that he's got something. Let me invite Ninja. I meant to do that earlier and I didn't do it. Invite him to the party there. Ninja says that he said he found something. So let me see when I'm gonna look at these doublers real quick, and if we may fly. I'll fly over to Ninja and check out what he has over there in just a sec. Phenom says, I've been rock mining lately. A nice break from quant mining, very relaxing. Oh, Phenom, you're talking. You're speaking our language. Yeah, you're right in the wheelhouse, buddy.
Yeah, we love rock mining, and you're absolutely right. It's not nearly as profitable, but as far as relaxing goes and a super fun, kick-ass game loop, That's the one, man. We love rock. I do. I love rock mining. Let's see if I can see Ninja around now that I've kind of looked for these doublers. I'm looking for his... I get a little distance. There he is, right there. He's not too far away. So I'll burn over...
Well, you're checking out Ninja. I've got myself 6 rock...
cluster, right?
6 rock cluster, and I'm going to see what these...
Uh-oh. Looks like Ninja's got himself 8,000 mass at 49%, you guys.
Oh, wow.
That's... Yep, and you can check those out over there. Here's what we can do. If you go ahead and you look at those, I bet you if we ask nicely, Ninja, I'm on my way to you. If I'm gonna stay under the cloud line, I guess, you guys. I thought I might actually. There we go. I'm
gonna definitely check these just in case.
Yeah, check those out because I can actually send Ninja your way after I relieve him. And he can sit on that cluster if there's something in it, and you can come help do this big 8,000, and that'll be fun for the stream to see an 8,000 at 49% that's 80 SCU, so that's that's a solid rock.
Not so bad.
Nope, not so bad at all. So I'm burning over to Ninja. I'll actually get up above the tree line, or I want to go a little faster, so I'm going to go up above the clouds. You can see it's kind of an interesting perspective. You get above the clouds, and it can almost make you feel like you're gonna. But we're gonna, you pick up speed that way. So I'm gonna go ahead. You can see my speed climbing. I've got it set to maximum, and I'm burning over to Ninja right now, and Ninja is on an 8,049% or so. That is a very, very good rock. Well, Ninja, if you're there in a prospector, though, we'll just break it together. And if you're there in a prospector, we'll break it together, and I will. You can just grab what's there, and I'll grab the tail. I mean, the tailings on that's enough to fill prospector. There's there's 80 SCU in that rock, so. Archer's here. Archer, how you doing? Nice to see you, Archer. Good morning, or I guess not. It's morning for us, or Archer, but not for you. I guess it's would be probably more. I would imagine early evening for you potentially. How you doing? Nice to see you, Arch. Oh, good morning, Darkside. How are you this morning? Nice to see you. Darkside says greetings. Good to you, good sir. And so. Nice to see you today, Darkside, for sure. I'm still burning over your way, Ninja. I'm about 70 out, and
so I just opened up the Star Citizen QuantCalc.
Yep.
Plug. The only one that I had here was 5,500 mass and 19%. Looks like 20 SCU.
Yeah, that probably isn't gonna do it.
Nope.
Yeah, and when it's, I've been breaking up a lot of those types or whatever, and they kind of been breaking up kind of gnarly, when they get sub 20%. There's a lot of times.
I'll keep moving on here. If you guys have 2 prospectors over there, then you have more than enough to break up that rock. I'll let you guys handle that, and I'll continue scouting.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Ninja's in his prospector or not, but I think that's if he is, I'll definitely just break it up with him, and if not, then I'll have you
call me over.
Yep.
Yeah, call me over, and I can make my way.
Yeah, no problem. That's exactly. I'm about 19 out now and closing. Beautiful area over here, Ninja. Nice and snowy. Hey Archer, yeah, we made some adjustments to the channel. I'll have to jump out and look at, there are some rules around the channel, and I'll chat with you about it. Why? But no big deal. We'll get it. I'll talk to you guys about it. We'll get it sorted out. So, all right. So Ninja's on. Oh yeah, he was on a cluster over here too. Holy smoker doker doos. Beautiful cluster tucked in a, look at this beautiful little snowy hills right here. And Ninja, I am approaching. I just want you to know that. Little situational awareness. Okay, yep. I'm going to kind of swing around here. Beautiful rock, you guys. Look at that. Great, big, juicy Quantanium rock. All right. Figured a lot of times I always recommend, you know, just like I'm lining up here, prospectors, you know, it can be helpful if you kind of go nose to nose, like he's on my, we have full visibility of each other. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my mining laser. And this is going to be a, you know, a beautiful rock. And so 49.3%, 8,000 mass. It's going to take, both the prospectors are going to need to work really, you know, work pretty diligently at this. Oh, Ace, we've already chatted about the expanse and everybody, you know, and had a good chat about it, but we can always chat about it more too. So I'm gonna cut back a little bit here. Yep, nothing too crazy. $80 SCU of Quantanium here. Just under. Good break, Ninja. Good break, for sure.
Great day in the morning to you, Paul. That's pretty cool.
Hey, Paul. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning to you, for sure. So Ninja has found us this was a big 8,000 mass at 49%. And so we've got, there's stuff all over here. So Ninja, if you just put your lasers on it, I'll help. And you can break it up. I'll just kind of 0% these and you can just go from there. So let me make sure I see the one you're looking at. I'm not sure I do. Maybe it's that one. Ah, yeah. Go ahead and turn off your laser if it's getting that high. Yep. Now, you know, you can just feather back a touch. Yep. No, nicely done, Ninja. You're handling it just fine. There's a 1,000 mass. That's 20 SCU right there in that one rock. 100%.
Finding doublers all over the place, but nothing more than 2%.
Gotcha. Soren, welcome to the channel this morning. How you doing, Soren? Beautiful break, Ninja. Nicely done. And like I said, you just kind of put your laser on it, and I'll try and follow you. So yeah, we're working. Go ahead.
I'm going to take a quick pause for the cause, and I will be right back with you boys.
That sounds great. No problem, Four. All right. Yeah, good to see you for sure, Soren. Nice welcome aboard. So Ninja found just a wonderful rock, you guys. I'm helping him break it up. All I'm doing is first of all, it was an 8,000 mass, so it took both of our laser powers to do the initial break. But here on the secondary breaks, I'm just lending my lasers. When my laser hits it, it does bring the resistance and the instability down significantly. And then you know, Ninja and I share the same UI when you mine together. One of the really cool things about Star Citizen mining. And he's actually doing all the articulations, moving it up and down. I'm just providing a 0% laser, so it will help debuff the rock, debuff the instability, and bring down the resistance. So he's, and you want to have good situational awareness here. Of course, there's 2 of you in the air. And I'm just, you notice I'm a little further back. I don't need to be in any kind of an optimal range or anything for my, when I put the laser on there for it to work any different. So just kind of let him work around. And then he's going to, after we've got this all broken up, he's going to go ahead and scoop. And then I'm going to go ahead and scoop after that. So just following his lead here. Another 600 and 1900 percenter. Beautiful rock. Beautiful rock. Do a little of this for you here. Good break. Another big chunk over there is a hundo. I can see it. Thought you might enjoy this a little bit more of an action view here, because I'm 0% and I don't have to worry about it too much. A couple of prospectors here against the, kind of the snowy backdrop of Lyria. And that is a white crusted Quantanium rock. Oh, Ninja says he can't see that one. And see, that's what happens sometimes. You get what's called a dead break. So I am going to move into more of an optimal range, and I'll take care of this one. Just stay 0% on this one, Ninja, for sure. So he's 0%ing this one. What he said is like, hey V, I can't see. This is a dead break to me. So I'm going to go ahead and manage this one, and I'll, we'll kind of bring it up a little bit, and it should be a fairly easy break, but we'll just kind of see. It does seem to be kind of bumping around a little bit. Leave yourself at 0% Ninja if you don't mind, and obviously we'll just kind of go from there. A Profile, welcome to the channel, Profile. How you doing today? We found 8,000 mass at 49%, and we're breaking it up. This one ended up being a dead break, meaning that the other prospector pilot couldn't see it. And we are, I'm the one doing kind of the articulating on the laser for this break. But as soon as it breaks, he'll be able to see the purples. Thank you. Thanks, Ninja, for sure. Good stuff. All right. Profile says, give her a, give it a whole bunch and let it go. That's funny. I like it. This piece, there's nothing in that. The cool thing is the biggest piece here is I only see one more here, Ninja. It's this one right here, and that one right there. It's only a 10%er, but we might as well break it. Be careful now. Good stuff. So yeah, we're just kind of coordinating, but between the team here a little bit, and Ninja's doing an excellent job. little more of an action shot for you. I'll drop the, I'll rotate the engines there. Beautiful, beautiful rock here. I think Ninja, after you make this break, go ahead and scoop. I think there's easily, a unicorn here for you to pick up. So yeah, I'll back away here. A profile says, only at 1.1 since wipe, I've been doing satellite runs, saving for my prospector again. Ah, nice to hear that. Profile sounds like he's kind of working his way up to a prospector. Nothing, it's awesome to earn chips in game. I love when, that's the best feeling I get, when I kind of grind it out. No better feeling than that, quite honestly, and I can really appreciate where you're at with that profile for sure. So Ninja's beginning his epic sweep here. He should really, quite honestly, there was plenty of hundos in there, and he's going to clean some of it up. I'll give it, once he kind of heads and takes off, I'll kind of look over the pile real well. There was 80 SCU in this one rock, so there should be an opportunity for another bunch. And Chris, thank you, Chris. Chris is saying if you like the stream, do hit like, sub, and the notification bell. We do mostly Quantanium mining content. We're gonna do some ROC stuff. We were just talking about that. We're gonna do some stuff sometimes in the Iron Halo, sometimes on Lyria, and of course with the new mining gadgets coming out, there's gonna be a lot of landing the prospector, getting out, attaching that thing to the rock, tuning it. There's a lot of good stuff coming on the channel. We've been doing great. Lots of people come and ask questions and just kind of like to mine, and we've really have a great mining community over this way. Lots of questions get answered, and very blessed, very blessed. So
lots of doublers.
Lots of doublers. That's I like to hear that. Boy, Ninja
We'll
found.
See if anything's worth scanning or anything's worth mining here, but got a couple in my view.
This is a hell of a rock here. Ninja's probably getting close.
Ah, 8% and a 2%.
8 and a 2.
Dice.
I should probably
Moving
look.
on.
This is a cluster over here. I should look at the rest of these rocks while he's mining these. Holy mackerel! That's the 15. Hey, Profile says he liked and subbed. Thank you, Profile. Appreciate that. Anytime we could pick up another friendly miner or somebody who's trying to get after a prospector, we do appreciate it for sure. And if you have any questions or anything we can do to help, let us know.
You know what, Profile? If you like the channel and you subscribe and you like to mine, we have an app called QuantCalc, and it's on the Play Store, Google Play Store, and you can easily see what all the SCU is in any given rock.
Hey, 4.
Hey.
There's another rock here. It's an 8354 at 20%. That's 32 SCU.
Okay, I got 2 doublers in my view right now. I'm just gonna scan these real quick, and I can move my way over to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna move in on.
Mining mode off. Mining mode on.
I'm gonna take a look at these guys here. I mean, I can help you get that guy broke down for sure. All right, what do we got here? So there's a hundo right there. That's 5 SCU. There's a hundo. There's another 4 SCU. That's 9 between those two rocks. There's a hundo, and there's another 4, so that's 13. There's a hundo, another 2.5, that's 5. That's 18. I know this is a hundo, I was looking at it earlier. Another 2 SCU, that's 20. There's 20 SCU sitting right there.
Nice.
Yeah, and you know, there's this other big rock that you know, I can help you crack when you get here. There's a 27%er. There's another hundo, so there's 22. I'll have to remember that. Just trying to take a mental picture here of what's in this stuff. I already looked at that one. Ooh, down here, there's a...
So I got a 6,700 mass at 38%.
Ooh, yeah, that's probably a better rock overall. Maybe I should scoop this and then head your way.
Yeah, I could sit on this.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be a better play because that's a better rock.
It's right on the side of the hill, so everything's gonna fall down.
Yeah, there's another.
Whatever.
All right, so I'm gonna begin scooping here then.
Okay.
I've looked at a bunch of these already, and we've got, you know, pretty good, you know, for tailings. This is a pretty good group of tailings right here. There's already been one full 32 SU of Quantanium taken out of this guy.
Nice.
We're not complaining. These are good tailings. All right, across 10 SCU so far. Alright, so there's 17 SCU kind of right off the bat. Now there's a pretty good rock right there. I bet you that's going to be more Quantanium, I have a feeling. Only 3% though. Just kind of looking at this guy here next. That's a hundo. That's going to get us up over, well, right around 20. This has got a little bit of junk in the trunk. What do we got here? Oh yeah, it's just pure junk. %er strong. We'll take it. Okay. That's a 27%er. There's got to be another rock in there that's got some in it. There's maybe that guy in. Ace Handbone says as enjoyable as mining is, with lots of fun support gameplay currently in game. The gameplay with the expand ship is going to be awesome. I agree with that 100%, Ace. I mean, we talked about that a little earlier, how the expanse is really going to be such an important... I mean, you're not going to be able to do Quantanium mining probably in Pyro without it. Kind of rescanning some of these here, you guys. Got 22 SCU on board, a respectable amount. There's got to be one more chunk here that's... like I said. That's got a little in it somewhere. Yeah, it's weird. Alright, well, we'll just kind of pick up what's left here and fill out. And go. There's a 27%er. I'll grab that. Yeah, hey, absolutely. Let me do this. Archers around here. Hey, Archer, I sent you an invite. If you could head over to 4 and give him a hand. He's got a rock that he needs a hand breaking. That would be awesome. He'd probably get there a little sooner than I could get there.
Yeah, I'm sitting over here. I can't tell if it's 30 or 38, but at 6,700, even 30 is a decent rock.
Let me hit this guy. There was one more. Now that I got a different angle, I can see one more down here. And that's the 15%er. I'll scooper. We're kind of picking up some of the last of it. We're over 24 SCU. We're not complaining about that. 24 SCU is a respectable run here. Nicely done. Yeah, it seemed like a big chunk of that must have broke under. Must have broke under. That was an 8,000 mass at 49%. I have a feeling a big piece of that must have just busted away, which is no big deal. We're going to go ahead and set our route to ARC-L1, lift up, and be very, very happy with that 24 SCU. That's a, you know, anytime you're north of 20 SCU in a Quantanium run, you have nothing to worry about. You did good. So off we go. And then Archer, are you headed over to? Are you headed over? Oh yeah, I think I think he's gonna head your way for. He might get there before I do. Keep me posted.
Roger. Yeah, roger that.
Awesome. Well, so Ninja ended up with probably a uni, if I'm not, you know, probably I'm sure there because 100%ers left there. So and I ended up with 24 SCU. So that's, you know, that's a real good that's a real solid amount. Of course, Archer's gonna head over and help Ford break a big rock. So, you know, teamwork today. We're doing really well. Do you see his pips? It's Razor Archer. I can remake the party if I need to too. I can disband party and reinvite everybody if I need to.
Well, I mean, I don't see any peps, but I'm looking straight at this.
Yeah,
I'm just getting warmed up.
Yep. Let me I wonder if I could. Maybe I should bounce out and see if I can get Archer in here as well. Ninja.
I'm Archer. I'm near the orphanage, probably about 100-ish clicks away from the orphanage.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually disband the group and reinvite everybody.
Roger that.
And we have to do. Star Citizen, you have to do this now and then, everybody. So there's that. There's Ninja, and there's Razor. Right there we go. Boom. Yeah, so in the future, instead of going to ARC-L1, the Expanse arrives to take your load. I mean, absolutely. That's the one thing, you know, you'll be able to drop those bags, you know, maybe have like a 315P there with a tractor beam, pick the, you know, scoop the bags up, maybe move the bags to the Expanse. That's going to be awesome, Ace, I know. And like I was saying, in Pyro, if there is a refinery there, what faction's going to be running it? It's going to be a sketchy place, you know, that's just full of pirates. So it's really going to be an incredibly important piece of a hidden fleet in a system. The fact that you can bring any materials back to it, and especially if later on they require different materials to be able to do, you know, make particular things, like if your Endeavor or your Vulcan or whatever needs resources to kind of make repairs. Yeah, the Expanse, I mean, it's a critical piece to be able to have your own refinery. It's super important. Drax says, PA for the course, I'm running later than usual, and you're running early. Yeah. We did start a little earlier than we normally do. We don't get to listen. Sundays aren't a day that I get to do this a lot, you guys. I've had a couple of Sundays off. I don't know about next Sunday. Usually Sunday is kind of a big family day. You know, family and friends, I should say. We get together with friends and do a lot of board gaming and you know, put our children together and have a big RPG game session that we, you know. So there's lots of times on Sundays. You know, my good buddy just happens to be on vacation. And so, you know, we're taking advantage of these Sundays. They're great. So, Yeah, awesome. So, Archer, let me know. Okay, Archer did say. He says he sees you now and he's on his way.
Yeah, I seen him Quantanium jumping to my location. Yep.
Awesome. So that's good. And I just heard first alarm, and that's no big deal. We're just right next to the pad. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, yeah. Gonna bring her in here and just kind of set her down nicely. You don't want to shake the...
Board gaming.
Yeah.
All
right.
You know what? I saw that table that you have for your RPG gaming, and that's pretty sexy.
Yeah, we actually built that table. And I want to I'm going to be bluntly honest here. It was 75-25. My buddy built most of the table. My truck, we picked up the wood. I helped with lots of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I did a lot of that table, the design, a lot of the crafting and that kind of stuff. But he really is, he's an artist, that guy. And I mean, he took a lot of time. We really took like just normal pieces of plywood and normal, just 4x4s and really turned it into something special. It's kind of a sandwich where it's got two levels where in between, so it's got some, where you sit underneath you is a little cubby where you can put books, your rolling dice, your dice trays, all that stuff. And then the big part of it is it has this removable center plate, which is like, I think maybe 32 inches, where there's a flat screen that will go flush against the table, the tabletop. And, you can have all of your maps and all that stuff. And the gaming table is fantastic. We kind of had thought about it, like maybe we should try and make these and sell it. I don't know that we could. I mean, we probably had a couple of hundred, like at least 100 man hours or a couple of 100 man hours in that table. It is really special.
If you streamlined it, you could get that down to next to nothing. You could definitely sell that kind of table.
Oh, that table, it is absolutely beautiful. It's a gaming table. It's big. We can easily get 8 people at the table. So yeah, we got the prospector in. We got it stored. We're heading down to the refineries. Yeah, that's the gaming tables. It is. It's nice. Guys, stay in the middle. Grab this elevator here. Beautiful. Expanse will most likely be a dedicated ore ship, says Drac. Have some mining, some defending, some hauling. Yes, absolutely. Well, that's exactly right, Drac. It's going to be a big integrated type of situation. So, if we're theory crafting a bit, let's say, you have some kind of a base of operations ship in Pyro, in kind of like the Air and Halo. So when I say the Air and Halo, what I'm saying is just some place in space where it's in between, maybe center, but nobody knows where it is except your organization. So let's say, for just the sake of argument, you have a Carrack over that way as kind of a main fleet, a main base ship. And this isn't terribly far into the future. You're definitely going to have your Vulcans, your Starfarers, your Expanses. Those are going to kind of be, in the area, right? It's one of those things where they're kind of, they're there for refueling. So then you're going to have your fighters and that type of thing. Now, if you have something like a Polaris, that's another example. You'd have your Crucible there. Now, as we get further in the gameplay, we're talking about your Endeavors there. You're growing your own food on the Endeavor. The Endeavor has a hospital module. So, then you've got your own fighter defenses of that thing. Maybe you have a Nautilus that is planting, making a minefield around that base. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on. The game's going to get pretty thick and pretty layered. Having that kind of, that deep space kind of, platform area, like a floating, like a big floating the base in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be fantastic. So cool, Miss Prospector. Here we're going to set up the work order. Right now, I am kind of doing the Pharaon method, you guys, just because we just want to make sure that we, kind of keep our eye on 317. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. people in 317, they're not even getting off the planet, you know. So in the PTU, so and that's okay. I'm not knocking it. It's just early, you know. It's an early, and they said it was rough, and it has been for people. Dasman says I am going to use a dedicated SSD for SE soon. Put all my Steam games on another SSD because of the size, and any patches will take up space. Good is a good idea. Yo, there is nothing wrong, Daz, with having a dedicated SSD for Star Citizen. You know, and I understand why you may want to do that. And I think, you know, obviously the most important thing is having Star Citizen on an SSD, but there's nothing wrong with having kind of a dedicated SSD and having all of your other Steam games maybe running off a different SSD. I think that's a great idea, Daz.
And that's what I did before I got this new computer. Is I had a terabyte SSD because I only had 16 gigs of RAM, and it worked. You know what I mean? I was running, you know, 20 to 25 FPS, but nevertheless, I made it work, right?
Yep. You made it work. That's exactly right. And I have an SSD. I have a storage drive, a magnetic storage drive, and I have, you know, a couple of different SSDs. But I have an SSD with Star Citizen on there, but I also will sometimes share that SSD, like with another game. For instance, a great guy at work I play Sniper Elite with occasionally. I have that also on the Star Citizen SSD. I'll only put on there the whatever games I'm playing or whatever. A Profile says, I agree, 3.717, who knows when. Yeah, I don't know that it's coming anytime soon. My best guess is a couple weeks from now, minimum. I would say, just based on what, I mean, unless they clean up a tremendous amount of stuff fairly quickly in the, you know, so, cool. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and we'll call the Prospector back out, and we'll head back over to Lyria for one more run. And is Archer there helping you out for?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we're tag teaming this thing right now.
Yep. So you can see Archer and 4 over there, kind of. You know, you can see their pips over that way. They're working on 4 had found a nice rock, a little over a 30% or over 60, over 30%, and that is a nice rock. I mean, you know, 3 times 6 at 18. That's definitely 32 SCU. Yeah, that's a nice rock, and this is the thing we do. Like earlier, you know, Ninja's on the chat. He said, "Hey, I found an 8000 at 49%. I flew over. I helped Ninja. Ninja broke it. I kind of followed his lead. There was one dead break that I did the braking on in the secondaries. He hauled a unicorn away. I'm assuming it was a unicorn. There was certainly a lot of 100%ers left when he flew off. I managed to pick up another 24 SCU on that." And yeah, and this is kind of how, you know, and it's different people too. I mean, we have lots of guys who mine. I mean, you know, like us 4 who are on here now. But then, you know, there's Calgaz and Scalba and, you know, and a bunch of other folks too that are doing this on the regular. Zelabrax and. You know, we have a really good mining crew where throughout the week, you know, obviously Discords are, you know, less busy during the working hours, as everybody can imagine, especially, you know, and some of us obviously work different hours, you know, Archer being where Archer is and in Europe. But I will tell you, go ahead, Ford.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, we're done with this rock here. Archer, if you want to scoop this, you go right ahead. Scoop everything you can, and I'll grab the tailings.
Well, that's very kind of you, Ford. All right, so let's. Oh yeah. So yeah, like throughout the week, you know, as people are out mining, lots of times they'll drop in the Discord. They'll be like, "Hey, you know, I'm sitting on a 6400 at 35%. I can't crack this thing. Can anybody come help me?" And I'm not saying every time that happens, because it doesn't, but many times, you know, somebody will be like, "Hey, yeah, I'll come help," and jump servers and come help the break and scoop the tailings. So it's a nice thing to have a couple of other. I mean, obviously, I solo mined for a long time. Probably most people who mine solo mine for a long time. But it is nice when you finally do get you know, a nice group of guys together who like to do mining and of course many other things, but mining is, you know, kind of what we're focused on here, and work together, you know. And we do this is a pretty regular thing where, you know, somebody finds something, somebody helps. A lot of times, you can also some opportunity to jump in the moles as well. You know, for some reason you found a cluster that had a couple hundred SCU in it, you might have to call in a mole, you know, because it'll hold so much more. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Anyways, we're enjoying it, and
Archer, you should just be able to scoop. I think anything except for this bottom one was 67%, but anything in the middle is all, anything purple is all 100%ers.
nice. Dasman says, I'm only refining 2 at a time because of 317. Unexpected date, so my Cutlass Black can hold 2 loads at the most. Yep. So Dasman is kind of doing a 1-to-1 type of thing, more or less. Like if he gets 2 perfect loads of Quantanium, of course, your Cutlass Black can't haul that. But it can certainly 1-to-1 just fine, and I agree.
Yeah, you might, Dasman, you might want to look into earning up a freelancer. Freelancer Max is what I run my Quantanium into town with, right? That Freelancer Max it's cheap and it holds a lot of stock.
I agree with that. The Freelancer Max is an excellent cargo runner. 100%. And I think Daz and I maybe chatted about the Connie Taurus too at some point. I can't remember. Another.
Connie Taurus. We were talking about Connie Taurus last time, and it, like you said, it's a good gun ship.
Yep.
And can haul super amounts of cargo. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the nice thing. If you got a couple guys on that Connie Taurus, you stand a chance. If a pirate takes you over, if you got 2 guys or maybe 3 guys, you've got turrets, you've got guns, and you can defend yourself. Not like Freelancer Max, where you've just got that rear turret, and so if somebody's chasing you, it's just like a stern chaser, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's, you know what though? Connie Taurus is an extra $2 million.
Excellent point. Oh, Dan says sometimes he rents an Andromeda. Rent is another good way to do it. There's no, especially on those cargo runs. There's nothing wrong with a good rental. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
and Andromeda's a good boat too. With that 96 SCU, still a respectable amount. Lots of firepower, even on a base level Andromeda. That's a gunship for sure. And yeah, that's a really good choice, Daz. Cool.
Archer, there's still 2 more 98%ers here up on the top side.
Dad says he's buying a Taurus soon. Good choice. Definitely a good choice. Oh, Mr. Azai's making an excellent point too, you guys. 14 is saying the bottom turret on the Taurus is a tractor beam, though. It does, however, have a size 3 shield compared to the Max's size 2. Yeah, that's a very good point. The one cool I think the tractor beam is well placed on the Taurus too, because you got that long belly cargo, and then underneath you got the, oh yeah, Archer says he's full. Underneath you got the, that tractor beam. You're really going to be able to almost really take advantage using that tractor beam to load up that cargo. And put it, and when you get a good snap to grid system going, the Connie Taurus might be sneaky good at internal cargo because of that tractor beam underneath it. Just the way that tractor beam can overlook the cargo area so perfectly. Well, here's an interesting rock. It's a 3,000 mass at 45%. Oh, this could be a good rock, you guys. Ooh, here's a 7,000 mass at 36%.
Yeah, that's a good rock.
Now, are you taking tailings therefore, or what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I shouldn't have, but I am.
No, I got your rock right over here, for. So
I'm gonna come over to you.
no,
but,
you run your tailings, and then come back here. You come back to me, for, and I got you. You know, I got you here on a 7,000 mass 36%er. That is a nice rock. I'll get out QuantCalc and we'll do a calculation on that guy. Real nice rock. I just kind of jumped right down to. So I'm loading up QuantCalc now. So Profile's asking, do we use the Helix? Profile, the meta's changed pretty significantly. Back in the day, the Helix was the meta. Now it's the Lancet. The Lancet reduces instability and it reduces resistance by 75%. So really across the board, most people, and honestly, try it however you want. That's the beauty about mining. We do recommend people give things a try. Don't just take our word for it. But I think across the board, you'll find most Quantanium miners are using the Lancets. They're just the negative 75% instability, negative 75% resistance is just too good. So 7127.
It's too good to avoid. You can't with the Helix. Yeah, you get a little bit more power, and you can maybe break a little bit bigger rock, but you don't have so much instability where you're wigging out on your middle mouse button all day long. You know what I mean?
I agree with that 100%. You're far more articulate with the Lancet. It's a much more forgiving laser for mining Quantanium. And for sure. So over here, this is a 7127, this mass. It's at 36.3%. That's 51 SCU in just this rock over here. And then the doubler right next to it, which I'm going to get to work to cracking right now, that's a 2957 at 45%. So you and I both, if you fly back over here, we'll end up with a very nice load of Quantanium.
Yeah, you bet. I'm already halfway to RKL1. I ended up picking up 15, 16 SCU out of the tailings from what Archer left. So that was a 50 SCU rock. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Profile says when he gets his prospector, he'll try it. Yeah, the Lancet is what you want. Absolutely, Profile. I mean, it's we're not going to
$100,000. It's so worth your money.
Yes, it's well worth it. It'll make your life mining Quantanium so much easier. And really, Quantanium's kind of the thing to mine right now. It's really, the payout's the best. It takes a little bit of time to learn. And actually, if any part of mining is gonna get your blood curdling, it's coming in bringing in a load on a soft timer, because you don't have a lot of time left. That'll get your heart pumping for sure. But for the most part, if you watch the streams, go back and watch a lot of the streams, Profile. We pretty much show you how it's done. I mean, you can just that's the cool thing about the stream. It's just kind of a blue collar. We go out and do it, kind of BS about it while we're doing it, and answer questions, and you can kind of pick up exactly what needs to be done there. All right, so we got a chewing warning. I dropped it down to 25%. She still busted up in the warning, which is fine. Yeah, I'll just buy her a brand and be done with it.
Well, I'm almost back to the station.
Almost back to the station? That's awesome. I'm just breaking down this other rock, this 45%er, and then when you get here, we'll break the other one and work together on it, and you should have a real good full scoop there, and there should be plenty here for, for a nice second scoop as well. I think between these two rocks, there's definitely over 60 SCU. And this, with this being an under 3,000 mass, a lot of these are going to break into purples, you guys. It's just kind of the way it goes with those. You can see a lot of the chunks will come off, purple. It looks like one good size one there anyways. Oh, two of them were purples. Drac says, how much space does SC need on the drive? Trying to calculate how much begging and looking cute I'll have to be for the wife to get an upgrade. I don't recall. I think it's probably around 200. You know, maybe 160, 170. I don't recall exactly. It's over 100 though. That's a great question, Drac, by the way. Love it. Gotta get you. 9, yeah. 9 is saying the minimum's around 70. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's and the PTU exactly is another 60 to 70. That's kind of what I was thinking is, you know, between the install and the PTU. Awesome, you guys. So I'm breaking down this 45%er here. This is 100% in this little guy, but I'm breaking down this one here. 4 is going to work his way back. We have another rock to break down, and we're both going to kind of haul away with a pretty darn good load, I think, here. So. And Ninja came and helped. Thank you so much, Ninja. I don't know. Hopefully you're still listening. I know you snuck off there, but Ninja ended up with a uni. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Archer probably ended up with a uni.
Should have had a uni.
Yep, should have had a uni. I myself hauled away 24 SEU and tailings. I think 4's hauled away some tailings as well.
Yeah, I got 16 SCU and tailings.
Yep, and so we're just kind of. Just kind of. Oh, I was getting a warning, a little power critical there. We're just, you know, kind of cleaning up the rest of this here. I did happen to find a doubler here with a you know, a pretty nice rock with about 50 SCU, and another one here with about 20 SCU. So. All right, we broke that guy down. That doesn't look like it's going to have anything in it there. Hey, there's Tina. How you doing, Tina? Nice to see you today. That's for sure. %, Quantanium here. Mike Hunt, say, hey, how's the stream going? It's going really well, Mike. I mean, we've had a couple guys, you know, with some full 32 SEU loads kind of head back, and a couple of us have, you know, so there's 32 and 32, 64, and then I had a 20, there's 80 some, and I think that between the tailings 4, we probably pulled in about 100 SEU in the group so far today, just monkeying around and having a little fun, and yeah, can't complain. So the stream's gone really well.
I'm gonna definitely have to do a run because I've got a couple in the bank here, and if we go to a new update, I'm gonna lose them. So that'll have to happen here in about 7 hours when the Pharaon exchange is complete.
Yep, I hear you.
That's okay though. That's only tonight. I can figure that out tonight.
Yeah. Well, and you know, and you know, I will say, and shout out to Daz. I know Dasman is you know, been advocating for people. You know, been saying, hey, watch. You know, don't let it happen to you. PSA. You know, make sure you kind of keep an eye on those. You know, keep an eye on getting those loads back. You know, you want to get your Quantanium refining jobs finished and hauled before the 3.71 drops. Now, I still think there's a little bit of time in that, But that being said, you're probably not going to want to build up a huge batch of them. You probably want to get, maybe 2 or 3 in the hopper and haul them. You don't want to kind of sit on them.
And you know what? Remember last time we thought that it was coming in on a Saturday and it ended up coming in on a Wednesday.
Yep. We did gamble one time and lost. It happens, for sure. Tina says, "Hey Daz, I'm done experimenting. Only head to working with Quant. Seems to be the Lancet. Dropped 2 Riegers and a Vox on a Helix. Oh, nice. Failed to kill a 3K mass stone. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you didn't mention that, Tina, and I don't really know what was going on with that. That's an interesting situation there, where the Helix wasn't being as friendly about breaking a bigger rock with a. Yeah, there's some 100%ers over here for sure. Some not 100%ers. Cool. I got this guy pretty much broke down. So
I am on my way to the hangar.
cool. So this is the rock we're waiting on here. This is a 7127 at 36%. 4 is going to fly on in here, and we're going to bust this guy down. I've already busted this other guy down. And that will, I'm going to stay kind of tight proximity, so we should have plenty of time.
While we're waiting, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you do like mining content, absolutely like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. I guess always an opportunity to say a few words. We do have QuantCalc. It's an app on the Google Play Store. It's listed. It's it's only $1. It's not going to break the bank, but it's really a nice way. Like, we used it today a bunch. You just punch in a mass, you punch in a percentage. It absolutely gives you quickly how much SCU of Quantanium's in the rock. You actually can build multiple rocks, and then you can actually generate a trip ID. And if anybody else has QuantCalc, if you give them that number, it will actually show them kind of all the rocks you have in your cluster that you've kind of put in. So an interesting way, when we do org mining nights, our people are able to just kind of drop in a number. You can put that number in QuantCalc, and then it will show you all of the rocks that they're looking at. So it's really cool. And then also, and of course my opinion's biased, but the best org in the universe by a mile, specterfleet.space. The link is in the description as well. Absolutely wonderful group of people. You can see, once upon a time when we started the mining stream, it was just kind of 4 and I running around, but as you can see, we have lots and lots of people who come and help now. Today Archer has been on, and Archer's a fantastic miner, great miner. We've had Ninja was on today. Ninja's a great guy, excellent miner. As you can see, we were able to coordinate breaking a big rock and through the stream. Tina's come, been on the stream before, enjoyed that. So we kind of welcome people with open arms, especially if you like the mining gameplay. We enjoy that, but last thing I want to say about Specter Fleets, you don't have to do that. We have really, really cool. We have Marines. We have a mechanized group. We have light, medium, heavy fighters, bombers. We have a really good group on the industry side. Obviously, we have operations and logistics. We do medical training. We have a really good leadership. Blessed to have the leadership, the people who got it started are absolutely great people. We've had, an interesting thing that happens in organizations. There's been kind of a little bit of a shift in the leadership, but nothing, that transition has gone smoothly. So some of those bumps that some orgs hit, we're still, everything's just groovy. In that situation. So, one of those things. And Tina says, it's the best org I've been in with a heart. Thank you, Tina. It's very kind. it's just we really are blessed to have a nice group of older. I would say on the whole, a lot of older gamers. Not everybody's old, but you know, and it's just a really nice sense of community. Not everybody's old like me. You know, some are older though, and it's lovely. All right, let's see if we can see 4 somewhere around here.
Yeah, I'm 184 kilometers away from you.
There he is. There's Archer coming in as well. And Chris is thinking, are you maybe going to do 3 runs today? Well, let's take a look at the clock, Chris, because it's only 1:44 over this way. We may be able to squeeze in a third. If I do a third, though, I think I might, you know, I might sneak over to the Aaron Halo, but we'll see how it goes. Archer says, "Hey, don't forget." Oh yeah, don't forget 16. Yeah, true. Yeah, true is. We do have there are absolutely some older gentlemen who have absolutely graced us with their graced us with their presence, and we're really lucky. Like I said, we really have a nice mix, really some great personalities, and just a great group of guys who like to mine together. But that's not all. We do lots of other things. We fly around and cause mayhem and and enjoy. Last night, I should mention to you, we kind of were flying around over kind of fighter groups in around Alisar. We ended up having to go to the European server, and there were some guys who had stolen an Idris and had landed the Idris at Grim Hex, and and we're using the using an 890 jump to kind of clip through it so they could kind of get on the Idris. And we were really trying to, we communicated with them. They seemed like, they were kind of itching for a battle or whatever. Not itching, but they said, yeah, we'd come fight. So we said, okay. So we flew back to, from Grim Hex, we kind of set our imprints and flew back over to Alisar, and we were kind of waiting for them to show up with the Idris so we could have a big battle with them. But something happened, and I think they must have, hit some kind of a snag. They didn't make it, so they were on there. We were watching them kind of load up the Idris. They had a couple of guys with them, and we thought we had a battle with an Idris lined up, and we were excited about it. But it didn't come to fruition. But it was
didn't pan out.
Nope,
okay.
Didn't pan out. But well, there we go. All right, and then Archer's around here. Let me just kind of get a little situational awareness as well. Is he with us, or is he? Nope. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't do anything silly here. I'm going to go, I'll move in over kind of on your 12 o'clock there.
I am on the rock now. I'm at 100%.
Alrighty. Give me just a sec here. I'll line up. Yeah, that'll work right there. And I'll go to a hundo as well, my friend. And we'll just kind of back it into the 50s when... Mr. Azai said, hey, I'm 92. I've seen that, Azai. You can't sneak that. Can't take it back. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm back to 42% myself, sir. On her back to about 21. That's where I'm at now.
I'm rolling 70%.
Archer said he went looking for another rod. You don't need help with that. That's true. We're going to get 4 at uni here if we can. We should be able to if this guy breaks clean. Good break. Beautiful break right there. And hopefully she, let's see how she broke. Looks like a little bit, at least the first couple I looked at, looks like there's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag in there.
Yeah, it looks like a mixed bag to me too. Yeah, that's right though.
You know?
It won't be a uni, but that's okay.
Well, there's some hundos over on the other side. We'll have to break them down and see when they break from yellows to purples if they hundo out or not. There's still a chance that a lot of these are going to be hundos. So I'll follow your lasers. All 0%.
Roger that.
All right. So yeah, this is. Drax says, I think I figured out why those prospectors are only painted on one side. Paint on one side only so a miner can figure out which side to get on. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, us rockheads, right? Mr. Azai says he mistyped the age, and it was a mistype. He's busy playing Borderlands today. New Borderlands is out, and and 14 is enjoying it. So beautiful. That's the one thing about us miners. I think it kind of gets under our skin. You know, every single day you just kind of, I jump on and really I'm thinking about mining for the most part, you know. Good break. So as 4 kind of goes along here and picks the different rocks, all I'm doing is following with the laser. I'm putting my laser on there at 0%. That's given an additional debuff to instability and resistance. And he's actually the one who's articulating the laser power. My laser set at 0%. So Drax says it's just like JB Hunt trucking. They paint the doors on the trailers yellow so the drivers will know which end to look up to. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful day to go mining, for sure.
Well, there's 2 rocks and 1 grant. My grant just shut down, and now the rock is burning.
Beautiful. All right. There's a 2%er there. I think we could probably leave that one alone. Here's a big boy, 38%er. And there are some hundos in that other pile. Not a ton of them, but there's a few. So just you go ahead and you see if you can get yourself.
Yeah, I'm probably. I mean, I have a real problem with patience because I like to. I just want to scoop. When I'm scooping, I'm scooping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I hear you. And obviously, if you end up anything north of 20, you did good. So.
Yeah, then we're doing well.
Right.
Oh, I fell off. No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's a big shit. That's a big rock right there. 14 says I'm about to be retired and I'm going to get into gaming a little more. That's awesome.
Good for you. I wish I could retire.
Daz says I mine about 5 hours or more each day because I'm fully retired. So that's kind of what that was born out of. Yeah, that's awesome, Daz. And I'm sure, much to my wife's chagrin, someday when I'm retired, I probably will spend a lot of time mining and Star Citizen as well. My jam. It's my hobby.
So I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I think I can just about start scooping.
Oh no, there's a right there, buddy. There, you see this guy? that I put my laser on. That's a 68%er right there.
I missed it.
No worries. I had a good angle on it. So go ahead and we'll run that guy, and then I think you're ready for scooping, though. I think you're right after this one. You can run her up if you want.
Yeah, I'm running it up.
Yeah, Drax says, hey, when I get into SC, I have to look you up. Not retired yet, but disabled, so home all day. Yeah, Drax, I noticed that you're on a bunch, and obviously, all things being what they are, it's not a bad life when you get to spend some time at home, and obviously, the most important thing is to find things to try and stay productive or stay happy, and obviously, anytime you come to this group, you're going to hear some people that are just happy to have the opportunity to kind of just relax and do a little mining, and so it's a good thing. Mining is a very therapeutic for me. There's lots of times. Go ahead.
I find a lot worse ways to spend a Sunday.
A lot worse ways to spend a Sunday. That's exactly right. It's one of those things where there's a lot of hustle and bustle in the world. A lot of this and a lot of that. Mining kind of takes my mind off those things a little bit, and kind of relaxes me and makes me feel real good. So you can see that 4 is beginning to scoop. There's a lot of opportunities here. We're going to cheer for him, and hopefully he'll get something close to a uni here. There's an opportunity to be had, but you never know. So Drax says, being online lets me forget I'm hooked to an oxygen machine. Absolutely. That's the beauty about doing things like gaming and stuff. It does allow you to kind of immerse yourself in a little bit different place. Kind of transport you to a little bit different spot where you're maybe, not, it takes your mind off of the things that you have to, your daily worries, right? And it's one of those things. All of us have, those daily things that kind of keep us up at night and those types of things. So a little bit of relaxing time, a little bit of downtime, enjoying a little mine and having a laugh with some buddies. It's an important thing in life. Phenom says, that's me. I'd rather be mining. That's exactly right, Phenom. I couldn't agree more with that. Hey, you guys, Phenom has been, I was telling him the other day, Phenom, I went back and watched a stream on January 1st of this year, and Phenom was on that stream. So he's been around the block here. He's definitely been kind of a, what do they call those, a day one or whatever, a day zero guy, he's been around, and I really appreciate the fact that you still come back, Phenom, and hang out with us, and that's awesome. I love that. Drax says, I need a bumper sticker that says, my other car is a rock honker. Yeah, that's exactly right. My other Chevy is a Prospector. It's something, yeah. That's right. I like that. That's great. And so, you guys will laugh. I have a Quantanium and Quantanium and coffee mug that I've actually been drinking out of, and it's great. I love the thing. Tina Peterson says, being online to me means I forget that I have to manage around 7 million empty cans, all sorted in up to 50 different groups of items of numbers. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we all have these, everybody has work, projects you manage, things that you have to handle, customers to chat with. Of course, then there's life and family and all that other stuff, and it's not all that stuff is easy, and it doesn't always, it's not all simple out there in the world. So, having a place where you can just kind of go, relax a little bit, do a little mine, and make a few bucks, have a few laughs. And when I say bucks, I mean space bucks in the game. It's a good thing. Oh, Redemption says he's still waiting on my mug. Yeah, Quantanium coffee mugs, you guys. They're a thing, and I love them. Yes, we, our store. The store is, it's up certain times of the year. It's not up now. We'll have to. I think we're gonna turn it back on. I think in a couple months. And how you doing there? You doing good?
I'm full up. I was so close to a uni. I got 31.94. I got 0.06 of borace.
Wow, that is, you know what? That is a great run, though. Nothing to sneeze at there. So, what a good run. So you hear that? That's over 30 SCU. That force, 31 and some change, just literally 31.9 or whatever. Is kind of where he was at, you guys. So.
1.94. Yeah, can't giggle at that. Oh man, that's good.
Yep. Nope. You did good. That's a real awesome run right there. So. Now I'm going to kind of clean up some of these tailings here, and we'll see how we do.
Okay, sweet. I'm on my way to Arca 1 right now.
That's awesome. This is us, you guys. This is kind of what we do, and we would be doing this if we weren't online doing it. I mean, that's the thing there. I mean, it's if you're going to ask what do I do in Star Citizen, this is what I do. I enjoy it so much. This is what I do. We just got to wanted to share some of that joy with you guys, and so that's why we do this. Yeah, there's a 51%er there. Kind of getting the lay of the land over here.
So obviously the food and water thing is coming back into effect a little bit because I'm down to 93%.
It is, and it's actually even going to get a little worse than 3.17.
Is that right? Okay.
Yep. You're going to have to manage that food and thirst a little bit more. I don't think they want it to be a nuisance, but it almost kind of turned off there for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay though. That's not a big deal. You just buy some bars and buy some water and just keep one in every backpack. That's all.
I agree with that 100%. So we're going to try and be pretty discerning with the laser here, see how well we can do. Obviously, we've already got 30 SCU from this break group, almost 32 SCU on the way to the hopper. And I'm going to go ahead and pick through this and understand that's a 96%er there. I'll come back to that guy when I need to. There's a hundo.
Yeah, I didn't pick everything up. There was still lots.
Yeah, I grabbed. There was 2 hundos on that pile over there, and I'm snuck over to the other pile here, and I'm.
I can't believe that it was like a 99.4%, and I picked up 0.06% borate, like 0.06 of an SCU of borate to keep me from getting a U.
It's close. That's still a damn good, awesome run.
I'm calling it a uni.
There you go. Yeah, we should have golf has a mulligan. We should be able to maybe call a mulligan when you're within .10 or something.
That's right. That's a tap in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tap in, exactly. You're not gonna make me putt that, are you? Especially after I drank this Bloody Mary this morning. Yeah. Or not really.
Well, I had to do something to break up that hang.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. Little hair of the dog.
I had a little reminder of last night. Yeah, my brain said I had a little reminder of last night. Oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple 90%. Another hundo right there. We're just crossing 15 SCU. Both those right there would break my There's 2 90%ers there. They'd break the uni. And I'm gonna keep looking here. We got plenty of time. We still got 12 some on the timer. I'm just kind of picking through here. I probably there's a 77%er. Probably it's not a uni here, you guys, but I just try and get as clean of a run as we can. Oh, there's a hundo. $17 on board. 49er. 22. Clement Pfeiffer, not a name I've recognized on the stream before. Welcome aboard, Clement. How you doing? What modules are you using? I can't read on my TV. Just the first one is readable. That's an excellent question, Clement. I have the FLTR XLs and a couple of Brants on board. That's the vanilla loadout that I generally run with. You know, and then other people will like to have surges and stampedes and those types of things. But I pretty much hug very closely to my FLTRXL and a couple of Brants. That's what I like to run. So excellent question. Uh-oh, Tina said she melted her terrapin into a mole. Good. You're not going to find that I disagree with any of that. I like that idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I tell you, you know, I do like the terrapin. You know, I actually flew that guy.
But you print money with
Yes.
the
You can just buy a mole and then earn terrapin money. Yeah, all day long. All right, so we got to go back here, you guys. We're going to give up on the uni, but no big deal. There's a couple of 90%ers here, and we're going to get those scooped up. And we're crossing now 24 SCU. There's a 77. We're just going to kind of scoop that guy up. That's over 25 SCU. Good. That's 100% quartz. That's nothing there. I think a couple of these were just not anything too good. There's kind of a couple lower percentages over here. That's an 18. I think, yeah, the rest is, I'm going to scooch back over this way to this pile one more time and see if there are a little bit higher percentages over this way. And so, yeah, Archer's saying that the Terrapin will be a good ship, especially when the armor gets in, and especially when the scanning gets in. That ship is specifically designed for scanning. And so when they increase the scanning mechanics, that very well could be a very important piece of the puzzle for mining. But it isn't now. And having a mole is a good thing. And you know, no, you won't get any argument out of me. You know, anytime you end up with a mole in your hangar, it's always a win in my opinion. So I got 28 SCU on the dock here. I'm just kind of picking up the last of these tailings. So, you know, we did really well here between these two rocks.
Just looking, Tina says I have 2 Pisces, so a Terrapin is kind of redundant. Well, 2 Pisces is kind of redundant too, but...
Yeah, well, yep, you know, I mean... you know, I guess, you know, I don't know how you could buy those. If you bought them on LTI or whatever, that might not have been terrible. You know, but heck, I like... You know, here's the thing I'll say right now. I like the Pisces.
Hey, I love the Pisces.
I do, you know. Having an extra one around wouldn't bother me any. But I do. I like, you know how I have a special place in my heart for the Pisces. I like that thing. Guys, I ended up with around 29 or almost 30 SCU, and I'm out of here as well, so.
Oh, nice. You made 30 SCU off the tailing.
Yep, so
boy.
60 SCU right there out of that, that's how we do it, right there, and that was a beauty.
Okay, I'm going on Ferron Exchange just to keep it going.
Yeah.
So that I can get these out of here.
Ferron.
I got 14 hours, and hopefully this new patch doesn't drop before Monday afternoon.
Well, and I don't think it will. I mean, obviously,
yeah, but you just never know.
You're yep.
Awesome.
You're absolutely right to keep an eye and manage your things. We don't want to run them out too many of them. Get them as soon as they're ready. You know, like instead of building up 4, 5, or 6 of them, run them. You know, for sure. I agree with that 100%. You want to kind of manage your jobs.
I got 3 now as of today. So in 14 hours, my freelancer max is going to make a run over Warville. Yep.
So yeah, awesome. Andrea says the Terrapin has a special place in my heart. I could never melt my space turtle. I do. I flew that Terrapin, and I flew it. It was in the PTU because they give you like 15 mil. I'm like, I should fly a Terrapin. I never flew one of those. I love that darn thing. Yeah, and then Redemption says, imagine all the secret bases you'll be able to find with the Terrapin scanner. That's the thing, right? You know, I keep talking about tucking the fleet away. It's going to be interesting collectively what kind of if there is kind of a collective EM signature. You know, one of those Terrapins, if we're hiding our base, say out in Pyro somewhere, boy, you know, it might be able to sweep within like 100 km, you know, or something, or maybe 500 km.
Does that Terrapin have like kind of the same scanning suite as like the Cutlass Red, that kind of thing?
Oh, it's more specialized than that. It's got like
way more better.
Yeah, it's exactly. I think it's got like, and don't quote me on it, but I think it's got like 2 size 2s or 2 size 3 of these. It's absolutely specialized specifically for scanning. It's got like something on it that other ships, don't have. I think the Aquila, which is like the Aquila, the exploration version of like the Connie, has one of the 2. Like that thing is super kitted for scanning. It's crazy. There's a red over here. I'll kind of keep an eye on that. No big deal. Oh, I actually think it might have even disappeared. Yep. Okay. Tina says, plus I heard some maniac might do PvP with a fleet of moles. Oh, Tina heard about Exterminator. Remember that where we kind of chased people around with the mole lasers? Remember that? Were you there for that op when we chased people around with the moles?
I missed that one, dude. I did.
Oh yeah, people have been talking about that when we did this thing where people are running on Microtech, and then the moles kind of pass it over with its light and the lasers, and we're trying to get you with those. You're running from tree to tree trying to stay hidden.
I heard about it, and I think we definitely have to do it again. That's no question about it.
That one has become a bit of legend around the organization. So, and we have a lot of new folks who hear about it, go, wow, that sounds like fun. So we gotta plan that one out and do it right, and so Tina heard about that, so I think that's why she, Oh, and Tina says the MSR would beat the Terrapin. I don't know in scanning. Tina, I think there really is some special meta around the scanning part. Data hauling and that kind of stuff for sure, but the scanning part in particular, the Terrapin, I think it really has kind of a custom array for that. Andrea says at the moment, it's my main box mission on Bunker Runner. Yeah, it's tanky enough to run from every ganker. If I do an oopsie, I can get blown up easily by the bunker turrets. Yeah, you gotta, with those bunker turrets, you need to kind of fly in, get yourself some situational awareness, and then you can kind of land the ship in a place where they kind of can't get you, and then buzz out of there quick. That's a good point, Andreas. All right, you guys. So we heard first alarm. I'm just kind of coming in here and setting her down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nice little landing, easy peasy. We'll do a post flight here. Bang, bang, bong.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Turn off the engines and back away slowly. Jasmine says the mole has a lot of momentum, hard to stop short sometimes. Oh yeah, the mole's definitely it's designed. It's a very, very industrial feeling ship. It feels very heavy in the hand. It's one of those things where I agree 100% with that, Daz. I have a lot of time on the mole sticks now, and it is something where you just kind of ease her around. You don't want to give her tons of gas.
It's like trying to fly a bathtub.
Oh yeah, you give her a little bit and let her slide a bit. You give her a little bit, let her slide a bit. You just kind of ease her in. Positioning, there may be a no more singularly important ship for positioning in Star Citizen. Like putting that thing right where your lasers can get it, especially if you're solo mole mining. Positioning is everything. Kind of learning how to stage the mole. It's an important thing. I mean, being a mole captain, there's definitely a specific set of, it's a lot different than flying the Prospector. It really is. Andrea says, if you turn off the shields on the Terrapin, it's incredibly hard to see and target because it's so small. We have fully kitted Hammerhead above Jumptown. Oh, interesting. And the Terrapin was just, we had a fully kitted Hammerhead above Jumptown, and the Terrapin was just trolling us by turning off its shields. Oh, wow. I wonder what the signature, maybe with the shields off, the signature is very low on the Terrapin. I don't know that. It's probably something we've never tested before. That's an interest. Andreas, that's a good tip. Thank you for that. I love that kind of theory crafting. Maybe it does have a very, very soft signature.
Well, I just did the math, and 14 hours from now is 2 in the morning, Monday morning. Yeah,
It's a Tuesday morning run. You'll be all right though.
That'll be a Monday afternoon run.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, this is exactly right. Like, 14 hours from now. Yeah. So man, they cannot. And I mean this. I'm not dogging CIG anything. the PTU patch is currently in a state where people can't even leave planets. You know, that like you cannot hardly get off any of the landing zones. And I mean, it's just, you know, there's no way they're getting that cleaned up early this week. I mean, there's too many mechanics. There's they've got to collect data, tweak things. You know, you're selling to stores. All that stuff has to be balanced. You know, one thing that's kind of secretly cool is you can actually haul. They've redone a lot of the internals of the ships where you can haul ship components now in the interior space if you have enough interior space. Like if you have an M2 or a C2, you can actually haul your mining laser heads now. You don't have to fly there and put them on. So there's a lot of balancing stuff going on, you guys. There's no way I mean, I'll go on a record here. There's very low likelihood that that's going into the PU this week. It's, you know, my best guess is a couple weeks from now.
Nice. Okay, well then I still got a little bit of time.
You do.
I'm not too worried then. Yeah.
That being said, I am going with Pharaons now myself instead of Dynixes, and I'll haul whenever I get a couple, you know.
Yep.
Cool.
We'll have a dual haul one day. We haven't done that before either.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe if somebody gets pirated, the other guy then doesn't, right? Then at least you get one load.
Yeah, one guy gets away, the other guy kind of throws himself on the grenade, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll jump on that grenade for you.
Yeah, it's like, how much do you got? Or, oh God, I'm running 178. I'm running 150. Okay, you jump on the grenade and we'll split this other guy. You know? There you go. It's exactly right. So Andrea says, he was talking about the shields on the Terrapin. Mr. Zai says, so both the Terrapin and the MSR have a medium-sized radar, though the MSR has 5 medium computers over the Terrapin's 1. The Terrapin, however, has 2 utility point scanners. What that really entails, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. The Terrapin has these utility point scanners, and I think like the IKEA has one too, 14. And it seems like I was reading it has 1, but that one has 2. So the Terrapin has these extra scanning area, like scanner, utility scanners that it's going to be able to put on there and potentially concentrate significantly. They've talked about the Terrapin being a scanning ship. So Andrea says it has really beefy shields that make it light up like a Christmas tree, but if you turn them off, it's not more than a small fighter. I think that they put super shields on that thing to kind of make up for the turtle-ish aspect of it. Redemption says, I've tried 4 times now, and not only does it take 30 minutes to get into a lobby in the PTU, but then you can't even spawn a ship. So the PTU, it's very unstable. It's very unlikely that it's going to be anytime this week. So I think we're okay. I'm still doing Pharaon Exchange, taking a little more off the top so my jobs get done. And every 2 or 3 of them I'm going to run in. I'm not going to build up a huge stock of them just in case we get surprised. You know, but I think we're safe this week. But it's good to be aware of it and to kind of be wary of it. So let me look at the old clock here.
Get a fire marshal down to decom.
See, you know, I brought in, 31 and 15, that's 45, 46. 46 is probably at least 400 grand.
Yep, and I've ran in 24 and 30, so that's 54. And then Archer had a uni and Ninja had a uni, so we've done well today.
We've got well over $1 million today in space bucks.
Yep, we have. And so Mr. Zai says, yes, the IKEA has a turret that takes over as its scanner. The MSR does have a dedicated scanner room as well as only 1 seat. The 600i has 2 scanner seats, but for its size, that Terra has the Terrapin has them beat. Think I'm only going to deliver my quant today. Oh, think I'm going to deliver my quant today. That's what Archer says. Yeah, you know, if you have jobs ready, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. That's for sure.
Not a bad idea. Yeah.
So I think, honestly, if I'm just honest with everything, I do think that I really do need to sign off. There's a little bit of honeydews I need to do. I was thinking about sneaking out for one more run, but I think with us kind of finishing up here, Beautiful run today, and for sure, you know, we'll kind of wrap it up there. So I just want to you know, say a couple of words. Of course, like I mentioned, specterfleet.space, QuantCalc, those links are in the description, you guys. We had an awesome day today. We really did. We had two 32 SEU runs. We had a couple of high 30s. We had a couple of, you know, a mid 20 and then, you know, some tailings, 15, 16. So beautiful runs today. Absolutely loved it. And I just want to say, of course, you know, you know, love it when you're on the stream, brother. You know, love the conversation.
Yeah, man, it's always good time.
Yeah, it is. You know, thank you, everybody. Oh, Archer says by the way, he's got 20 jobs running. Archer, haul some of those in. Hey, you're scaring me.
Yeah,
You know,
you need to haul
haul some of those in, you know, for sure, Archer. That's too much money on the line. Phenom says so long till next time. Tina says awesome stream, thanks. Profile says thank you for answering questions. Profile, come back anytime. Please like, sub. Come back anytime. Chat with us. Mr. Ozai kind of waves, you know, kind of salute you guys. Philip, salute. Guys, please take care. Have a lovely day. Really enjoyed it today. And we'll see you all around the verse.